Did you know the world's most valuable company might be sitting on a $50 billion AI goldmine, and barely anyone's talking about it? Right now, the AI spotlight is blazing. Google is rolling out Gemini 1.5 Pro everywhere. OpenAI just launched ChatGPT-5, their most advanced model yet, with human-like reasoning, faster multimodal processing, and early signs of autonomous agent behavior. Microsoft is embedding AI into every productivity tool. Even Meta is moving fast with open-source Llama updates. And Apple? They're quiet. No GPT-level model demo. No generative AI app making headlines. Just subtle incremental updates to Siri, Photos, and the camera. To the casual observer, Apple looks like it's missing the AI moment. Analysts say they're playing catch-up. Tech blogs speculate they've fallen behind. And now, with GPT-5 redefining the standard for AI intelligence, the gap appears even wider. But if you've been watching Apple for decades, you know, this is exactly how they operate before a big move. And if the signals we're seeing are correct, that move could be Apple Friend, the most personal, most trusted AI platform ever built, one that locks you in for life. Let's unpack where Apple really stands, how GPT-5 changes the game, and why Apple's quiet strategy could still win big. But also why this time the clock might be ticking faster than ever. Before GPT-5, Apple already faced a perception issue in AI. Here's why. Generative AI gap. Google has Gemini. OpenAI had GPT-4o, now GPT-5. These models can write, code, understand video, and even reason about complex tasks. Apple has nothing comparable in public view. Cautious rollout. Competitors are debuting entire AI ecosystems. Apple's AI advances arrive as small, product-specific updates. Better autocorrect here, smarter photo sorting there. Talent loss. Reports show Apple losing AI researchers to rivals working on cutting-edge generative models. Narrative momentum. In AI, perception matters. And right now, the narrative is that Apple is absent from the race. With GPT-5's debut, this perception hardens. GPT-5 isn't just another upgrade. It's a leap forward in reasoning and multimodal intelligence, raising expectations for what an AI assistant should be. And Apple Intelligence, in its current form, doesn't play in that league yet. Are they really behind, or playing a different game? Here's the big question. Is Apple actually lagging in AI? Or are they following a completely different strategy? On one hand, the behind argument makes sense. They haven't released a public-facing LLM on par with GPT-5 or Gemini. Their AI features are subtle, scattered across existing apps, and by letting rivals dominate the conversation, they risk losing developer and user mindshare. But there's also the different game argument. Apple has never competed on fastest to launch. They compete on when we launch, you'll never want to leave. Their AI approach is tightly tied to hardware, privacy, and ecosystem integration, not flashy public demos. That means their measure of winning isn't topping AI benchmarks in 2025. It's owning the AI experience in 2030. But here's the catch. This isn't 2007 when the iPhone debuted. Back then, product categories evolved over years. Competitors could be out-innovated with a single big launch. AI in 2025 is different. The field isn't moving in yearly cycles, it's moving in monthly leaps. GPT-5 arrived less than a year after GPT-4o. Gemini has gone from initial release to full multimodal integration in under 12 months. Open-source models are closing capability gaps at an unprecedented pace. That means if Apple waits too long, the gap isn't just harder to close. it could become irrelevant because user habits, ecosystems, and developer attention will already be locked into someone else's AI platform. Apple's slow and steady strategy might still work, but in today's AI race, slow comes with a much higher risk. Think back. The iPhone wasn't first, but it redefined smartphones. The Apple Watch wasn't first, but it owns the smartwatch category. The Vision Pro took nearly a decade before public release. Apple's playbook is consistent. Let competitors rush in, make noise, and reveal their flaws. Learn from those early moves. Then release a product so integrated, so polished, and so trustworthy that it becomes the default. And here's the kicker. In AI, trust might be the real battlefield. Here's the reality. GPT-5, Gemini, and Claude are all cloud-first AIs. They process your prompts and data on remote servers, and while companies promise strong security, the data still leaves your device. Apple, on the other hand, they've spent years engineering on-device AI processing. That means your personal health data from Apple Watch, your iMessage history, your location and calendar, even your private reminders. All of it stays with you, not in the cloud. And if you're going to have an AI that knows your stress triggers, your fitness levels, your deepest worries, privacy isn't a side feature. It's the entire value proposition. Apple emphasizes user privacy as a core value and fundamental right. This is why something like Apple Friend could be unstoppable. Imagine waking up and your AI companion, synced across iPhone, Watch, Mac, and Vision Pro, checks your heart rate, notices you didn't sleep well, and rearranges your morning calendar to give you breathing room. It remembers you've been feeling anxious about an upcoming presentation, so it schedules a prep session and suggests a calming playlist for your commute. It notices you haven't called your parents in 2 weeks and prompts you gently to check in. This isn't Siri with better answers. This is wellness coach, productivity assistant, emotional support companion, all in one, integrated into every corner of your Apple ecosystem. And the lock-in? Enormous. If you switched to Android, you'd lose not just your messages. You'd lose years of emotional context, daily routines, and personalized coaching. That's a moat no LLM-first competitor can replicate easily. Here's where GPT-5 changes the calculus. GPT-5 is faster, more accurate, and better at complex reasoning than GPT-4o. It can interpret video in real time, handle multi-step agent tasks, and deliver advice with a depth that feels eerily human. In demos, it's planning trips, writing full applications, analyzing body language in video, and chaining tasks autonomously. This means the baseline for what people expect from an AI assistant just jumped. Again. If Apple Friend launches without GPT-5 level intelligence, tech reviewers and users will notice instantly. So Apple has to close that capability gap before they roll out their emotional AI play. And that's why their rumored internal work on more advanced LLMs, possibly trained in partnership with other firms but adapted for on-device privacy, is critical. While Apple fine-tunes in the shadows, the AI companion market is exploding. According to Grand View Research, 2024, market size was $28.2 billion. 2030 projection is $140.8 billion, and annual growth is 30.8% compound annual growth rate. Today, services like Replica charge $20 per month for AI companionship without any ecosystem integration. Apple, with device-wide context and health data, could realistically charge $100 to $300 per month. If Apple takes just 36% of the market by 2030, that's 50 billion a year in recurring revenue. High margin, subscription-based, and far stickier than iPhone upgrade cycles. And the breadcrumbs are there. Hiring. Apple has recruited AI talent from DeepMind, Anthropic, and Google. Patents. Dozens filed since 2020 for privacy-preserving assistants, emotion recognition, and adaptive home environments. Apple Intelligence, announced as a privacy-first AI framework for iOS, iPadOS, and macOS, laying the groundwork for deeper AI integration. This mirrors their classic product pipeline: slow build, secret R&D, then a big reveal. Apple's path isn't risk-free. Competition, GPT-5 and Gemini will keep evolving, possibly hitting Apple Friend use cases before Apple ships. Regulatory hurdles. AI that uses health and emotional data will face strict compliance rules. Capability parity. Apple must prove their models can match cloud-first AI performance while staying on-device. But if they pull it off, they'll own the trust and lock-in categories in a way cloud-first rivals can't touch. Despite all this, Apple's $3 trillion valuation reflects none of this upside. Wall Street still sees Apple as a hardware-first company. That's why the launch of Apple Friend could trigger a re-rating, from a hardware giant to an AI platform powerhouse. And historically, when Apple adds a new platform layer, the business impact is massive. iTunes and iPod locked people into Apple Music ecosystem. App Store, $85 billion per year in developer payouts, billions for Apple. AirPods, now a $20 billion per year business. Apple Watch, dominant in wearables, reshaping health tracking. AI companionship could be bigger than any of these. So here's where we stand. Now, GPT-5 is the new benchmark. Google's Gemini is pushing hard. AI is everywhere. Apple, still in its quiet phase, refining privacy-first AI integration. Next move, possibly between 2026-2027, Apple Friend emerges. Not first, but perhaps forever. If history is any guide, they're not planning to join the race halfway. They're planning to move the finish line. The difference this time? The finish line is moving faster than ever. And if they misjudge the pace, they could find themselves running toward a race that's already over. So the real question isn't, is Apple behind in AI? It's, are they quietly building something so different, so personal, that the rest of the field won't even matter? Because if they've been designing the most trusted AI companion in history, then GPT-5, Gemini, and Claude might have just raised the bar Apple intends to clear in one leap. And when that happens, AI won't just be something you use. It'll be something that knows you better than anyone else, and never betrays that trust. That's Apple's play. And if it works, they won't just win the AI race, they'll own it.